It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah. Dr. James JC Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And wow, we got a special show coming your way today. We got one of my most favorite people in the world that's joined us. She's been on the show many, many times before. But it's always nice to have her back and sharing her knowledge and her wisdom. And you know what? Her songs. All of these things are, I tell you what, it's uplifting in one's day. And especially, how you doing, Michelle? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Oh, we love having this guest back. I mean, not only has she been a guest, she's been a guest host on the show, guest co-host. I mean, she is multi-talented, and we love having her back on the show.
Yeah, I love having her back. Let me tell you a little bit about my day first. First of all, before we get started, this God is good. God is good every day, as you know. Mm-hmm. And I had an opportunity to meet a couple of folks in the gym that really, that enlightened my heart. They talked about something similar to what we're talking about today. Mm-hmm. And I met this one gentleman, young guy, that's going to be heading up in Colorado. He's going up in the mountains and pray. And he uplifted me so much today, him and Pastor AJ. So it was an absolute thrill. So I'm excited about this, and I hope they are listening to the show because a couple of things that we did cover is going to be talked about in this show. And so, how's your day going so far, Michelle, before we start?
Very busy. I got my day job, so it keeps me very busy. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Excited to introduce our guest today.
Yeah, I tell you what. So whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E36 Television, Apple TV, Roku TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and over 85 other platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have in the comments. And I promise you we'll get you an answer. Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely magnificent, sensational guest?
Yes, the title of today's show is called Grief, Growth, and the Midlife Reset: How Loss Redefines the Way We Work. With more than 2 decades in media, business, and public speaking, Amy Scruggs has built a career around helping others find their voice. Following a deeply personal chapter as a caregiver to her father, she now shares a powerful perspective on reinvention, resilience, and redefining success in midlife, offering insight for anyone navigating both career and family in this stage of life. Over the past year, she experienced one of the most profound transitions of her life, losing her father, while also stepping fully into the role of caregiver. That season didn't just change her personal life, it reshaped how she saw work, success, time, and purpose. As she reintegrated back into business, she realized she is no longer operating from the same mindset she had in her 30s and 40s. This chapter, Midlife, the sandwich generation, balancing family, legacy, and career, requires a different kind of leadership, a more intentional one. In this conversation, Amy shares what it really looks like to rebuild professionally after deep personal loss, let go of outdated definitions of success, redesign your work to support your life, not compete with it, and step into a more aligned, meaningful version of success in midlife. Please welcome back to the show, Amy Scruggs.
Hey, man, I can only throw one arm up because the other one I had surgery 2 weeks
Oh
ago.
no! All right, I'll do both for you.
It's an absolute pleasure having you back on the show. Every time that you come on, you bring joy, and I cannot wait to play your music. And because a lot of people don't know that you are a superstar in that industry as well, you're a superstar in everything that you do in life.
It's I have to remember that we're doing a show right now because once I see you and Michelle and we're in here, I just feel like I walked into your living room. So if people are watching, awesome, welcome to our private chat because that's what this feels like to me. Is like, oh, good, we get to catch up again. Hooray! And I hope, after she read that, I went, oh wow, you're right. I guess I really do feel that way. So good reminder for myself today too. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
But I want to be back as always.
over the last 2 years, um, also, we all have suffered great. I wouldn't call them tragedies, but death and loss and grief, and just trying to come back to ourselves because of a loss of a loved one. In my case, with my daughter.
Hmm.
Uh, I know you lost your father last year. Michelle just lost her mother, and Paula, of course, she lost her father
Yes.
here. It's kind of hard to uh, pull the pieces back together after going through something like that. So can you explain to the audience a little bit um, of why you chose this topic, grief, growth, and midlife reset?
Thank you. It was interesting going through the caregiving with my father at the age that I did. So I was already kind of in that midlife stage where I was empty nesting at the exact same time. Last one had gone off to college. Two of my kids had babies while we were in this stage and while I was caregiving. And we already had one grandchild. So now I'm a grandmother of three while becoming an empty nest, while taking care of my father and had to set my entire business aside that I had spent years building. And so there was this ball of stuff, as I like to call it, that was taking place at the same time. Different than if maybe I was in my 20s and 30s and had to make a shift. At this stage in life, and especially as a woman, and I'm not, it just is. As women, we hit this age, I just feel like even career wise, we're really fighting to say, hey, I'm still relevant. I'm still here. I still have experience and intellect that I can bring back. And it was terrifying because at the same time, I was ripped apart from the inside out. And I had the caregiver fatigue. I was exhausted. It was 24/7 of full care for my father with Alzheimer's. So it changed my mindset, even how I worked my days. And how do you just reintegrate and step back in and say, do I rebuild my business? Do I go back? Do I just want to go work at Starbucks? Like I had to do a complete gut-wrenching introspect because it affected my ability to have that clear thinking. There was such a long season, probably 6, 8 months of being in a fog. My speech struggled. There were things that took place physiologically with me in almost a mental health crisis at this stage. And I think that even if I had just been going through the empty nest after raising all the kids, after raising 4 kids, the empty nest wrenched me. That by itself. And then the excitement of these new grandbabies, and then letting go of my father and all the family dynamics that went with it. Each one of them had their own category. And I feel like they all got thrown together at one time.
Wow. A lot of people, well, you mentioned that you're in your early 50s.
Yes.
When we are in our 30s and our 40s, and a lot of times we think we're on top of the world, and nothing ever is going to happen, tragedy or anything like that, and we don't prepare ourselves
Right.
for a grief or a tragic moment. But life is real. Life is real. And many times it takes a long, long time to understand and reflect on our younger selves that prepares us for things that's going to happen in life.
Yes.
What was your thought process, your pace, all the things that was going on when you was in your 30s and 40s,
Oh
living,
gosh.
living life, and the children and all of those things?
Thank goodness I'm ADHD because that's how I managed that time. But I was just in what I call the hustle. Yeah, I had the 4 kids, and the last one was born when I was full steam in the career when then the recession hit and got hit by a wall. But at that time, it didn't throw me back. I just stood up and said, rebuild. What do we do? And that's when we went out and toured, and my recording artist career elevated because I shifted out of business because of the recession. But I was just in full steam, like, well, just make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. And I wasn't feeling fragile physically necessarily. I wasn't feeling fragile that something would happen or I would be called in to assist family or caregiving or anything like that. I was just make it happen. And I was so focused on the here and now in an adrenaline way, and also taking care of the needs of all the children. But they rolled with me. They did a great job. We're rolling. We're doing. Everybody in the car. We go do this. And for those who've seen me interview before, my oldest son's my lead guitar player. So it was a family thing. We did this. And this time I felt very alone. And I think that was a difference between my 20s and 30s. Those kids gave me the energy. Well, now they're in their own lives. And here I was alone handling this situation.
You know what? You just mentioned something. What is it like having your children, especially your son, in the same industry that you are in, the music industry? And we're gonna play one of your songs in a few minutes. What is it like having him as your lead guitar?
It was so cool. It was so cool because there were moments on stage that I'm Amy and I'm watching him as my guitar player, and we had to be professional. And he called me Amy when we were in music mode. It's hilarious. We had to separate the mom and Amy. But then there would be moments that I see him and I was mom and I would forget I have to sing because I was shifting and I was like, oh, look at him. It's my baby, and he was like 20 at the time, but they did 18 and 21. But I was going, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing. And I know he felt it, but nowhere near to the degree that I did, realizing look at how that just happened. How did that just happen? So it's a rewarding thing. And now even today, when we do an appearance and we perform today, there's just something so beautiful and so special. And there's a magic because we have a bond that you can't explain because of being mother and son. If I move my earlobe, he knows what that means. He means slow down, I forgot the lyrics, play another bar, whatever it is. He reads me like a book, which this happens a lot, by the way, now. Forgetting lyrics at this age didn't happen in my 20s and 30s.
I tell you what, we're gonna take a station break. When we come back, we're gonna play one of her songs, and I tell you, you're going to love it. You're gonna want to go out and buy it immediately. And I tell you what, if you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have in the comments. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. We'll be back with a lot more of Amy Scruggs right after these station breaks. So we'll see you soon.
Hey, come on. It's that time. It's time for the Dr. James JC Cooley Show. That's right. Did y'all know? He's the king. Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. It's that show. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Looking to advance your education or career while staying true to your Christian faith? At Viridian Christian University, we make higher education affordable, flexible, and accessible wherever you are, cultivating a vibrant learning community where faith and knowledge converge, preparing graduates to fulfill their life's purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or honorary degree, Viridian's 100% online programs can fit your lifestyle. Study on your schedule from your home, office, or anywhere without compromising quality or values. With affordable tuition and programs in Christian leadership, business, and theology, Viridian will equip you to lead with purpose in a changing world. Go to ViridianChristianUniversity.com and see how you can join our global fellowship of faith-driven leaders, online and affordable. To learn more and apply, visit ViridianChristianUniversity.com. Viridian Christian University, a unique and dynamic environment for success, empowering leaders of faith.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and sitting here with my great friend, the one and only Amy Scruggs. Just like I mentioned to you all, she's a superstar in the country music business as well. She ain't gonna say nothing about that. Well, she gonna let her. You can really listen to one of her songs. I tell you, I love this song so much, and we're gonna have her explain it because. Sometimes things don't always go right as a way that we plan. That's why I asked the question at your 30s and 40s, leading up to your 50s and even 60s, like me. And we reflect back on certain things, and we try to, at least I do, try to capture the moment where we put the pieces together where everything goes right. Before I play that song, what are your thoughts on that, Amy?
It's funny. I've been challenged with it. I knew when I found the song that this was the gift I had been asking for all these years. And I also can see that those times when I said they were wrong, I knew they were pushing me in the right direction, that it was for me, not to hurt me, but for me. And so I can see that now in perspective, that they built me up, they trained me, the life lessons that I guess I needed to have for such a time as now and ever whatever is ahead. And I think this song is just a great reminder of that.
Well, I want the audience, tell you what, get back, grab you about 8-9 bags of popcorn because you can really enjoy this. What if it all goes right?
It all goes right. What if it all works out? What if it all goes right? What if it all works out? What if the stars line?
Amy, I think I did something wrong. We might need to reset that one. Let's see if I can pull it back. I know you can.
No problem.
Let's see.
I find
It
it.
all goes right. What if it all works out? What if the stars line up and good luck rains down? What if you chase your dream and it changes your whole life? What if it all goes right? What if you jump on a trampoline and touch the sky? Grab a cloud as it passes by. You might fall, but then again, you might fly.
Yeah.
You know,
Right? You
I
might
love,
fly.
I love that song. And how can people go out and get that? Because
Oh, it's on every streaming. Wherever you enjoy music, you can find it. You can put it into your playlist. You can download it. You can just stream it. Wherever you stream music and on YouTube, it's there.
so Amy, can you tell our viewers and our listeners, when did you know that you had something there when it was just on paper?
Oh, see, it was presented to me by one of the amazing publishers in Nashville. We went through about 1,000 songs to narrow down the ones we were going to choose. So I wish I could say I was the brilliance that wrote this one, but I did not. And it was presented to me and I just said, that's it. That's the song I've been looking for my whole life. And I mean, I was 48 years old before I got to finally record my dream song after in and out of Nashville and touring and all the things. And then now going through this phase to say this song that I believe magically chose me, going through a hard time, I went, gosh, dang it. I literally have the theme song. That means I really got to live this, don't I? It got tested. And so I knew it was just chosen. And in the studio, we knew there was magic. And it's still, I love that it is still inspiring and that I love that you still love it. That came out in 2022. So here we are 4 years later and it is still loved. And I couldn't be more grateful.
Love it. And I don't know if you remember Dr. Michael Mantel, but that's one of his theme songs. So when people come in his office and visit him and all that, he's playing your song. I play it a lot. So let's get back to the caregiving portion of this because it's so important. But someone just asked a question, or they just mistake by my father being such a strong man, and I was not prepared to become his caregiver, and he wasn't either.
Yeah, I feel that with you.
Would you prepared, or it just came upon you like, hey, I got to do this?
It was like walking up and seeing a house on fire and running into the building. That was the preparation I had from the sidewalk to the door. I realized he needed this because I was in my life and so busy public speaking and performing and doing all the things that I do and a media coach. And I went up to visit my parents were about 2 hours away and I would see them once every couple months. So I went up and it was the holidays and I went, oh no. Okay. And immediately said this, we've got to do this now before he gets hurt, before, he declined quickly. And so I just jumped in. I said, this is what we're doing, packed up stuff and moved in.
Wow. What was it like? I mean, I know that you had your family that was staying in a different place, and you kind of, I know the story, so you kind of moved in with your father. How was that like, staying in touch completely with your family and also taking care of your father at the same time?
I was just ripped into a million pieces. My husband was here. My daughter just moved out to college. The boys were getting, had babies, and all this stuff is going on. And here I was in my parents' home. And, just psychologically, even living with your parents in your 50s, that was a social media set of videos to follow just right there when you're 50 something in your parents' house. But I knew that this was going to be just a season. I knew it was short term, whatever that was going to look like. And I joined him in the Alzheimer's of being in the moment. Every moment was in the moment. And so I was able to let go of everything else and just say, I'm here. And thankfully the family was very supportive. My husband and my kids were all just like, this is where you need to be. It's what you need to do. And they would come and visit and come and help. And so I had that part of it. I missed being home, and I missed my life and my business and all of my friendships and shows and all of this that we do. But I had to be in the moment with Dad. And I wasn't trained or prepared either. And I had to study and learn everything I needed to do to give him my best.
What was it like? I mean, when your father passed and you still going through, I just know how I feel, going through the emotions, still pulling apart, grieving, not knowing how to respond, people not knowing what to say to you.
Right.
And you still have to hold everything together, especially for your kids and your grandkids. Keep all those things together. What was it like once you collected all of that and trying to bounce back to the Amy, the performing Amy, the singer, the acting coach, all of
Yes.
those type of things? What was it like, and when did you know that I have let go a little bit, but it's going to take time, but I had to continue to build and be strong?
It's that need the elephant one bite at a time. I was in complete fog and chaos because I didn't come home to a job. My business was done, and I have to rebuild it. But I knew I was either going to completely drown. It was going to take me, it was going to wring me out, or it was going to lift me back up. And what I had to do was give myself the grace and the forgiveness to not put a time on it. And I think that's hard as individuals. We tend to ask somebody, well, when are you going back? And the one question that I had a hard time with, if people say, well, what's next? Well, I don't know what's next. I'm going to eat breakfast. Like, I was so in the moment, but I realized, what can I do for me to be healthy? Because I am alive. He's gone, but I'm here. What can I do to be healthy? And working on my mental health, my physical health, giving myself a break, trying things that I didn't even know I could do. I set some personal goals in a season and a time that I could do that I had never given myself the time before in my health and my wellness and reading and, relearning Beethoven and all the things I learned to surf. I took all these things and I put it into these things and I felt bad for me. And every one of these things that I did that I didn't even know I knew how to do refilled the bucket. And that was magical, to where then I went, oh, and I was kind of forced into a few things. My first performance just kind of was like, it was jumped in front of me. Somebody said, we need you. And I'm like, okay. And the next thing you knew, I was on stage on the 4th of July and I was like, okay. And I felt Dad with me, and he would have wanted me to, and I needed to want to.
How did it feel? And I turned it over, Michelle. You mentioned rebuilding, and a lot of people try to force you back. I'm talking about a person back,
Yeah.
as fast as possible. But did you rebuild yourself differently, where you had a better understanding of what it's going to take
Yes.
to get back out on that stage for the first time? I think that was July 4th.
Yes.
I missed that concert. I mean, I wish I would have been in California during that time frame. But for the people out there, can you share with them that rebuilding differently can help you out in understanding your path forward, other than rebuilding as fast as you can, where you're going to miss out on some things?
For me, I really stopped and looked in each category, whether it was my coaching or my performing, all the different facets that I do. I looked at it differently and said, what don't I want? If there's ever a time to eliminate something that I realized maybe didn't work or I had outgrown, or just wasn't in my heart anymore, that was the time to figure it out. If it's shut down, it's like do an inventory. When you shut down a business to do inventory, and you find out how much stuff is still on the shelves. Oh, we don't even sell that product anymore, right? And I did a inventory so that I could see what served me, what didn't, what stays and what goes. And I found that to be very empowering because it allowed me to figure out what are my priorities today, not what they were in my 40s, not what they needed to be then. What time and what talents do I want to use now? Because this is that chance that if people are going to grant me some forgiveness as I navigate that, now's that time. Right? People are very generous when they know you've just gone through this, especially since I went through the journey very publicly on social media. So I realized this was a brilliant time for me to ask for forgiveness as I navigated those spaces. If I said no to something, people respected it, and where I wanted to say yes. And that led me into the path of new magic because I wasn't forcing it. There was some fear, there was some tears and fears, but there was magic because I realized I didn't force it, and I was strategic in my thoughts and in my heart about what really works and what I was letting go of, which was the secret ingredient.
Wow, that is explained perfectly. We're going to take a station break. As you see why we love Amy Scruggs.
Oh, thank you.
When we get back, we're going to play another one of her songs. I'm not going to tease it right now. She'll tell you about it when we get back. But if you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on or listening to us on. Ask any question that you might have. I can promise you that we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Yeah. Y'all know. It's time. Dr. James JC Cooley Show. That's right. Y'all get ready for some knowledge. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Dr. Renee Street Toppin, founder of Black Women Who Want More. At Black Women Who Want More, we are proud listeners and dedicated fans of It's Your Life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Are you ready for more out of your life? Join us at Black Women Who Want More Academy, where women of color boldly pursue excellence as public speakers, authors, leaders, and entrepreneurs. This is your life. This is your moment. Today is the day you begin the journey toward your dreams at bwwmacademy.com.
Hey, come on. It's that time. It's time for the Dr. James JC Cooley Show. That's right. Did y'all know? He's the king. Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. It's that show. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, my great friend Amy Scruggs is here sharing knowledge, sharing a lot of things that she went through as a caregiver for her father, that many of us has experienced tragedy as well. And I tell you, we had a great friend that helped all of us out. That's Paula Shaw. I want to
Yes.
give her a shout out. I don't know if she's
Love you,
watching
Paula.
the show or not, but we love Paula, and it's uh, it's nice to have great friends that can help you through certain things. But before we start, I have to give my kingdom uh, back in Ghana, the Gona Kasawa uh, kingdom, which I am the development king of the kingdom. And also the ambassador of Central Africa. But I see we got a lot of my peeps in my kingdom watching the show right now. I love you guys. I will be back soon. I don't know when, but can't wait to get back to my kingdom and rule. you know, and it's an absolute pleasure. But want to get back to this, and I think Michelle got a couple of questions because when she asked a couple of questions, I want you to tell our listeners a little bit about the next teaser that we're going to put out there. But let Michelle get to her part first.
I have one question for you, Amy. So, reinventing yourself in a quote unquote, did you ever, when the loss you went through and you being a caregiver, is it interesting to, when that parent passes away and the role you had in taking care of them to the end, is it interesting to trying to figure out about not only how to reinvent yourself, but to figure out who you are today
Mhm.
when they're no longer physically here, even though you're a grown person, let's just say, is that something that is interesting to kind of discover about yourself? You're like, wow, I'm a grown woman and got married, got children, got grandchildren, got my career, but you have to figure out who you are when that parent is no longer with you. Do you understand what I'm trying to
Oh,
ask?
absolutely, and it wasn't in the handbook, right? We read that little life handbook. I kept
Mhm.
looking for the page. Wait a minute, there was no way to describe what that would feel like. Even this morning, I sit here in my quiet time and I go, "Morning, Dad. There's so much I would love to say to you right now." And feeling that void is so interesting. And then also having the season that I assisted him in such a fragile time and watching him in that decline, but yet such beauty and joy and love in his heart through every bit of it, that he was just pure and raw and this beautiful spirit. And so seeing him in that time, even in a different way, as a being, as a spirit, as this beautiful human that wasn't dad with all of his memories and things of who he was then. I just saw his beauty essence, and it really allowed me to even see our humanity different. So I had to reevaluate not only how I see him and my life, but how I really now view all of us as humans as a whole when you break it down like that, walking someone through that end of life process.
Wow. And it's always good to have, friends or loved ones or family to help you out with this. Not see that Sheila McKinney just said, it's amazing. My Gigi sister on here, which she's watching, both of them watching the show, Dr. Jacqueline Loving. She really helped me out with taking care of my father, and now she's the author of her book, A Caregiver's Heart. And I think Jacqueline will be one. We're having a Aurora book signing here in Fort Worth, and Black Women Who Want More. I think
Yeah,
they're bringing about 30 something of the women that are going to be here, and we have
outstanding.
a book signing. I look forward to meeting them in person. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So, but Sheila, yes, it's always good to have friends and loved ones, sisters, brothers, to be there for you. So
Yes.
let's give Jack and Lovin a round of applause for helping. You know, Amy, I love this other song that we're gonna play.
Me too.
Can you set it up? You already know what I mean by that.
I
Set it
do.
up.
I do. This other one was one that I said was an absolutely must record. Again, I did not write this. Amazing writers in Nashville that did this. It's called Fly. And especially when I recorded this was 2 months before my daughter was going to be graduating high school, the youngest of all of them. And so I had we had adult kids, and then this last one ready to spread her wings. And this song is called Fly. And it's my heart to not just my own children, but every young adult out there now, especially in today's world, that are facing obstacles or still want to have hope and possibility in their life. This is that song to all of us that just say, you're okay, we've got you, you can do it.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Oh, and the music video is my
For
daughter.
many years to come. But don't lose sight of where you're from. May you fly so high. Heaven's just beyond the next star.
You know, I tell you, if you want to get that, we're just playing teasers today.
Yes.
I wish I could have played the whole songs, but of course, you know, copyright infringement and all that other type of stuff. And it's not Amy, it's the networks. Yeah, but if you don't know, you might want to go out and look up Amy Scruggs. Her music is sold anywhere where you can find music at. She has some incredible albums out there. And I tell you what, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of hers.
Thank you.
You know,
That means the world.
so we got a lot of people on here. We had when Paula was on the show last time, Sheila mentioned, yes, Paula, she was great help. Paula's always a fantastic help. And
Paula's our grief expert, for those of you that don't know, and she's a regular here with JC and her Bridges Beyond Grief, and she's just a dear, dear, dear close friend of mine as well, and I don't know how I would have made it through without her. And JC, I have to say, and even reading the comments and seeing what others are going through, I had a realization this morning even that I wrote down. And through my life and performing and doing TV and being fun, I can name so many people that have laughed with me, cheered with me, danced with me, right? This is like, woo. But I know who cried with me. And that is so powerful. And you find out when you go through these things. I love the laughter, and I'm thankful for everyone who has laughed and celebrated with me in all the different moments of life. But I definitely know who cried with me. And there's a different bond that came in. You just know, and you're like, wow. That is someone who says, I'm going to lay myself aside and I'm going to come sit with you. I'm going to cry with you. I'm going to hold you in this space. And I think that changed me as well, with really identifying where my importance is, what I need ahead, what goes and what stays.
and also time. Grief, not just grief, but in anything that we do, it requires time. Otherwise, we're not going to be prepared to. I'm the type, and you're the same way. And we give 100% in everything that we do. So we try to think out. At least I can speak for myself. I try to think out everything. I try to think out the words that coming from my mouth and how that's going to affect someone, good
Yes.
or bad. It's cause the tongue. But I do believe that sometimes we forget about time. We forget about that. That's the only precious thing that we have
Yes.
in life, and we forget about having fun as well. And I believe that we all want to go through grief at some time or another. But we have to be prepared mentally and physically inside of us. That's what holds me together. I don't know what holds you together. We've got 1 minute before the break. What are your thoughts on that?
I love that you brought that up, because time is the one thing that we can control, right? And I think that was a big part of my midlife comeback, was looking at my hours in each day. All right, let's just take today. And what can I do with this time? And I set up a list for myself of no less than 2 hours a day on my health, whatever that is, whether it's stretching and breathing, whether it's a full workout, whether it's watching what I put in my body, my hydration, that health component, and that fits into that time. How much time I need sleep. My body had to restore and heal from that intense caregiving. My dad was a big guy. I mean, I was lifting him. My body was broken up from caregiving, and I needed to heal that. Can I do that with my time? Who do I want to give my time to? Making lists for that and realizing what those priorities are in a healing time to even prepare to start setting my time being back in a productive time. And you're right, it's precious, and we can look at it from a different perspective when we see that it's been taken from us.
Wow. I tell you what, that sets up for this commercial that's going to be coming up shortly. But I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do, just go to the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. We'll be back shortly after the break. Here we go.
It all goes right. What if it all works out? What if the stars line up and good luck rains down? What if you chase your dream and it changes your whole life? Yeah, what if it all goes right? What if you jump on the trampoline and touch the sky? Grab a cloud as it passes by. You might fall, but then again, you might fly. The wind blows steady for many years to come, but don't lose sight of where you're from. May you fly so high, heaven's just beyond the next star.
Hey, come on. It's that time. It's time for the Dr. James JC Cooley Show. That's right. Did y'all know? He's the king. Dr. James JC Cooley. That's right. It's that show. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Hello, welcome back.
Love that.
Welcome back.
Over here going like this.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It ain't nothing but a party. Always have to be a party. We have to always see good in everything, even through tragedy and grief, in order for us to maintain our sanity. Because if we find ourselves in the dungeon, in the dark side, we're no help to no one else. So it's so important that joy is what I call it. Joy is always something. And a lot of people are like, joy only comes in the morning. Well, it does, but it comes at night as well, if you allow that. Hey, I want to say something before we resume the show. I got to talk about this the J.C. Cooley Foundation You Can Scholarship. It's that time of the year where we award scholarships across the country to deserving seniors that are graduating from high school that are doing above and beyond things in their community, their schools, um, life, academically, all of these things. And so the J.C. Cooley Foundation has awarded over 350 scholarships over the last 15 years. You Can Scholarship is not a full ride. It's a $500 to $1,000 scholarship that gives achievement, high achiever that's going to be a future leader tomorrow a chance to walk across during the award ceremony where you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people in there and hear their name called. And they're saying, yes, you can. We need your help in order to bring this dream and this feeling to as many of the high school seniors across the country as possible. So if you got it in your heart, please donate to the Cooley Foundation.org. Go to cooleyfoundation.org. That's a PayPal account on. Donate what you can. Try to donate $500 if you can to support one of these kids. Yeah, I promise you, your name will be go with that. I will make sure that everybody know that you did it. That's cooleyfoundation.org PayPal account. I want to get back to this. We got about 6 minutes left in the show, and I know a lot of people are. I see the comments are coming in. Sheila had mentioned as it relate to friend and some help that her husband is her best friend. And that is absolutely fantastic because we hoping that when you're involved in a marriage, whatever that is, just family, that you got that type of support there. So, Sheila, that is absolutely fantastic. That's how it should be. Michelle is my best friend, so, and then she said, yes. And she was talking about the story that you were saying, wow, this is my story. A lot of things that we had discussed today. And Audra had put down that
Oh,
8 years of being a caregiver,
mm,
learned so much from my clients. Um, Audra, I mean, you
thank
could
you.
amaze me. I mean, and she watches the show every day. By the way, not just her, but Sheila and a lot of the other faithful watchers, and we need them. We need them. We need them.
Yes, thank you.
So, Amy, so closing remarks. We still got about 3 minutes left in the show. What are some of the things that you want our viewers and our listeners to take away from this great discussion?
Oh, just to trust that process. And I realized I look back at all the different seasons, and I know that we can all tell the different stories of the different seasons. And we look at decades, my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, but each one of those probably had 10 different seasons within them, right? And I see that now. And I am learning so much more to stop, not be in a hurry, to trust the process. I have to share a quick little story since we got a minute. But I even took the time to say, okay, where do I even begin? Do I want to turn the switch here? Do I want to do this? As I was figuring that out, what I don't want. And I just started writing on my desk a list of things and also names of people that I knew that I loved and trusted. JC, you and Michelle were on that list. These are people that are in my network and that I know. And you never know where I'm supposed to connect is going to come from there. And I just let it sit. And sure enough, I started circling names and one of them called one day and just said, I need you. Okay. And just a close colleague and friend of mine, Jeff, called out of the blue and said, we need you. Wonderful lending company out of Salt Lake, Elevated Lending, and they need the skills that I bring to help with their social media and website and marketing and branding. And so I'm partnered with them and helping them grow. And it was someone I already knew. So I asked for, no, I don't want to meet new people right now. I can't prove myself anymore. I don't want to stand there and say, this is who I am and what I used to. Don't you know who I used to be? I'm done with that. I just wanted to show up and say, how can I be of service? I even said, I'm fine if I'm not in a public facing anymore. How can I help others who are walking through this journey? Use the skills that I acquired in my business, and then also the emotional maturity that I gained from my caregiving and my grief. And I couldn't believe how those things aligned and have been coming to me from all different angles. And now I get to support others with, so it was really aligning with what was best in my spirit that allowed these things to manifest.
And you mentioned this, and it goes back to your song, alignment,
Yes.
having all the right pieces and people reaching out because they remember, they know, and
Yes.
they need help. They reach out to someone that they trust and believe in. And sometimes we don't know that all of these pieces are going to go right, and everything that we might be in from a negative standpoint, like my life is never going to get back on track again. But then all these things come. So
Yes.
what if it all goes right?
Right. You and Michelle kept calling, and then for those of you that watched last week, Dion, you had on your show, and he found me, and it was magic. Is I can help him. I can use my talents to help this wonderful young man as he's expanding his business, and I'm just so grateful that I didn't have to like fight. I'm done with the fight, right? That God goes, look, just it's okay.
Well, you know that never fight. Well, I mean, you part of our family. You already know that. Always have been. And closing remark. Got 1 minute. How can they get your music? I mean,
Oh my God. If you put in the name Amy Scruggs, thankfully it's very unique, into
Yeah.
any search engine, whether it's your Spotify, your Pandora, you go into your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, just put in Amy Scruggs. You cannot miss me.
She's a
That's it.
superstar, everybody. I mean, I'm just happy that I got on the show today.
I want to encourage everyone, just keep walking into it, press through, watch and see how you're going to evolve and come through a newer, more grounded human. And it's okay to be human through all of it.
you know, Amy, as always, I'm gonna tell you, you know, you got an open invitation to the show.
Thank you.
I still might need for you to host a couple of.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, you already have done that many times.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I love it.
So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. We got to get you on a lot more if your schedule permits. I'd like to thank Michelle for putting together another absolutely outstanding show. I'd
Thank
like
you,
to thank our viewers and our listeners all over the world, all over the country, for taking the time to tune into the James Cooley Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on the radio every Sunday, AM 660, The Answer out of Dallas, AM 1170, The Answer out of San Diego.
San Diego.
You know, and that's where Amy is at in San Diego. Always, 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 always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life. We'll talk to you then.
Doctor.